All right. My name is Pascal Olo. I'm a Kenyan, live in South Africa, trained as a civil engineer. Betty and I have been in this business for the last 29 years, and the reason we started this business is very simple. We wanted to make an extra $200 a month to supplement my salary as an engineer. That's the reason we started. So in this presentation, we want to explore what Neolife is. What is Neolife? What is this business opportunity? What is this company that makes some of the finest products in the world or in the marketplace? So the first time we came across this business, we came to South Africa in 1995, and in 1996, we had been looking for something to do to try and generate additional income because one person's salary was not enough for a growing family. When we came to South Africa, our third born was 8 days old. And a year later, we realized that we needed to do something to generate additional income. The other challenge we faced is that Betty couldn't get a job because she needed a work permit to be able to work. And to get a work permit, you needed a job offer. So it was a challenging situation. I remember she had been looking for a job for most of the English-speaking schools in Pretoria until one day she said, I've looked for a job long enough. Let the job come and find me at home. And 2 weeks later, a friend of Betty called her and told her, look, I think there's a business that you can do and still look after your family. She went for a meeting. She was very excited. She couldn't quite figure out the numbers. So a week later, I went for the meeting. And when I saw the business idea for the first time, I told myself, even if 10% of what they told us in the meeting was true, it is worth the effort. It took us 2 days to decide. We got started. I remember our first check was $3, but after 7 months of hard work, working part-time, our income reached $1,000. That's when I decided this business was going to be our future. So if you're a guest, I don't know what your story is going to be, maybe as exciting as some of the distributors you're going to hear about today, but the choice is really yours. So let's look at what Neolife is. What is Neolife? Neolife is a company that started in 1958. It was started by Mr. Jerry Brasfield. Jerry Brasfield, as a teenager, had very, very serious asthma. And his mother got him natural remedies. And when his health improved, he realized that quite a number of people also have similar problems because of poor nutrition. That's how the dream of Neolife started. And now that is 7 years ago. But what has kept Neolife going is to always keep at the cutting edge of technology. Neolife was one of the few companies that started to understand what cellular nutrition is. That means that the health of the human body depends on the nutrients that actually enter the cell. Diet is what you put in your mouth. Nutrition is what your cells get. So Neolife became a pioneer in cellular nutrition. We've had more than 100 milestone achievements in different fields in terms of product development, in terms of product manufacturing techniques. We've got some very fantastic cutting-edge method of manufacturing products. One of them is called ProtoGuard, which simply means that when the products are manufactured, it's manufactured in an oxygen-free environment so that we have maximum nutrient content in our products. So we've had different milestones in product development and research. And then we've had more than so many different stories about the success of Neolife, first in terms of product, and two, in terms of success in the business. There are very many stories from whichever market you're in East Africa, West Africa, Southern Africa. You will meet somebody whose life has been changed dramatically because of the products. Why? Because Neolife bases its principles on two things. One, based in nature. Two, backed by science. It means the company makes products that the body actually uses to heal itself. But what has kept Neolife going for all those years? I think because we believe in some basic principles, and there are 5 of them. The first is called absolute honesty and integrity. We believe we need to tell the truth about our products and about our business. Integrity is doing the right thing when nobody is watching. The second one is people are number one. The most important resource we have in our business is people. Why? Because people are the ones who buy products, people are the ones who use the products to help them use the products and have a better lifestyle. The third one is products that work. Why is that important? Because the nature of our business is such that we deal with customers on a one-to-one basis. And that means customers expect the very best service. And for that to work, we need excellent products. The other one is, in fact, the second one links to the third one, that is products that work. Neolife has put together a group of scientists called the Scientific Advisory Board. What is their duty? Their duty is to research and develop the first-class products in the marketplace. The fourth one is equal opportunity for everybody. Everybody starts this business at the same level. Whether you're a man or a woman, whether you're 18 or 81, whether you're an engineer, a doctor, a pharmacist, a farmer, a plumber, a watchman or security guard, everybody starts at the same level, and the growth and the success of your business depends on how hard you work. And the last one is long-range vision. It simply means when you start this business, give it a 2 to 5 year horizon. That means give your best the first 2 to 5 years of the business without quitting, with total faith, and follow the advice of your sponsor. You're going to be successful. So have a long-range vision. There are people who've been in the business for 5 years, some 10, some 15, some 20, 30, 40, even 50 years. I think the longest is 52 years, if I'm not wrong. Charlie and Alta Botton from South Africa have been in the business for 52 years, I think 53 years. So this is a long-range vision if you really want long-term success. These are the ranges of products that Neolife makes. Products to make you feel better. That is the nutritional supplements. The nutritional supplements make about 60% of our total business volume. Why? Because your greatest wealth is your health. So it's a good idea to take good care of it. The next one is make you look better. These are the skincare range of products, personal and skincare range of products. Products to help moisturize your skin, protect your skin. The whole range of products for personal care we have in our range. And the last one is products that help you live better. This is a cleaning range of products. We've got products to clean your bathroom, your kitchen, your toilet, your carpets, your car, anything in your home that requires cleaning, we've got the products for you. These are the scientists who develop our products. Dr. Arthur Fass is the one who founded the Scientific Advisory Board for a very simple reason. He was one of the top toxicologists in the world, and he realized, in fact, he's one of the people who designed the treatment of cancer using chemotherapy. But he knew that chemo really destroys the body's cells, so he devised or discovered an antidote to chemo, a product called Beta-Guard. These scientists are the ones who make sure we've got the best products in the marketplace. Food scientists and nutrition, manufacturing experts, biochemistry, product technology research, sports and nutritionists. We've got a whole range of scientists who make sure you've got the best products in the marketplace. Now, earlier we spoke about cellular nutrition. What is that? It is that each of our body is made of roughly 73 trillion cells. And the health of your body is equal to the health of your cells. If your cell membrane is not soft and permeable to allow nutrients to go in and waste to come out, you have a sick cell or an unhealthy cell. The cell membrane is not soft and permeable, it's actually hard. A little bit of the nutrients go in and some of the waste comes out. That's why you're still alive. But your cells need to be healthy to take in nutrients efficiently and remove waste. How do you correct that problem? How do you make sure your cells have got absorb all the nutrients it needs and remove waste? One of the products we have in our business is called the ProVitality. This is what the foundation are the best products to start a nutrition program. The green capsule is called 3NN. It's made from rice, wheat, and soya. It's a green capsule. It's made so that it helps your cell to absorb nutrients efficiently. The next one is carotenoid complex. It's made from the red colored fruits and vegetables, carrots, tomatoes, apples, berries. These fruits make what is called carotenoid complex that increases the human immune system. In fact, from the studies by the US Department of Agriculture, they found that if you take 2 capsules of carotenoid for 21 days, your immune system increases by 37%. And then you have the yellow one, which is a fish oil, omega-3 plus, is made from fish. It helps to help your joints, to reduce inflammation, helps with the brain function. And then you have the multi-complex. The multi-complex is a green tablet. The new ProVitality, you'll have a green capsule. It has got a multi-mineral and multivitamin complex to help your body in all the nutrients it needs. So this package, ProVitality, gives you an excellent foundation for good nutrition. And then you have the cleaning range of products. Super 10 is a heavy-duty cleaner, the yellow one. You mix it 1 to 10. It means 1 liter of the product will give you 11 liters of the usable product. Then Care Solution is a disinfectant. You mix it 1 to 50. In homes, I think it lasts between 6 and 8 months because it's very concentrated. Is used to disinfect the home. Then you have LDC, which is a light duty concentrate. LDC is low burden and low dose. It simply means that the product Neolife manufactures has little or no damage to the environment. LDC is mixed 1 to 5. It means 1 liter of LDC will make for you 6 liters of usable product. In our home, we use LDC for cleaning the bathroom, the kitchen, the toilet, the dishes, the tiles. I use it for washing the car. I use it for bathing. I use it for shaving. So one product does 5 or 6 different things in the home. Then we have this unique product called Supergrow. What is Supergrow? Supergrow is an emulsifier, an adjuvant. What it simply means, it helps crops absorb nutrients and water efficiently. It breaks down the surface tension of water so that the crops can absorb nutrients efficiently. It's very economical. It's mixed 1 to 1,000 in terms of when you mix it with water. It is safe to use, and you can use it both inside and outside the home. Then you have the skincare range of products to detoxify and cleanse your skin, to balance moisture, to invigorate, to rejuvenate so that you have a skin which is constantly renewing itself. The skin by its nature renews itself, but you need something to protect the skin from the external, from the surrounding area, dust, wind, dirt, the sun. So you need something to protect your skin. We've spoken about the company Neolife. We've spoken about the product range. Now let's speak about the business. How do you grow a business using this product and this company? But before you start a business, before you become successful, you need to have a dream. You need to have a reason why you are doing the business. What is your desire? What dreams do you have? Maybe it's to buy a new car. Maybe it's to travel. Maybe it's to build a dream home. Maybe it's to have financial freedom. Or maybe you have, you're attending this presentation and you have income that supports you and your family, but you also want to travel. Or maybe you want to start a business that if you build it, it will keep growing with or without you. Okay? So the first step of success in our business is having a dream. The next thing is this. How does a business work? The business works when you do 3 things every day. They're called 3 daily success habits. Okay? 3 things you do every day to grow your business. First is use a product. Why? First of all, these products are products that every home uses. Every home uses soap to wash their dishes, to wash the clothes, to clean the bathroom, to clean the kitchen. So you use the products yourself for your own use. You simply change your budget. Instead of buying in whatever shop you normally buy, you shift and change and you start to buy your own products. The other reason why you need to use your products is the people you speak to want to know that you also believe in what you recommend. The second thing you do is to share the product and the opportunity. What does that mean? It means you introduce other people to be users and promoters of the products. The third thing you do is personal development. It simply means you take time to learn, take time to grow, take time to learn about the business, about the products, about the compensation plan, and about how to become a leader. If you do these 3 things, your business is going to grow. But let's look at it in practice. This is you've registered with Neolife as a distributor, and the company will give you an ID number. So you use the products. You can buy 3NN, which is a green capsule, or buy the Pro Vitality, whichever it is that you find better for you. In fact, your starter kit has got 3, in different markets, we've got 2 to 3 options. 3NN options, Pro Vitality, and home care kit products. The next thing you do, you begin to introduce the products to your friends and relatives. In this example, you've introduced 6 customers who buy products from you. Because you're registered, you buy the product at a discount of 18 to 20%. Each product has a point value attached to it. For example, 3NN 60 capsules has got 17 PV or 17 point value. It's simply a tool for measuring business accurately worldwide because of the different currencies from one country to another. In this example, if you sell to your customers 6 bottles of 3NN 60 capsules each, you generate 102 PV. And your income is roughly $30 a month. That is the profit you make from your customers, $30 US. The next thing you do is you begin to share the business. That means you begin to introduce your friend, your relative, your neighbor, the people whom you meet and know to be also users and promoters of the products. In this example, you have introduced your friend, your relative, your neighbor. They have generated about 250 PV minimum. You also generate, your total organization is doing 1,000 PV. You become a senior manager and your income is roughly $300 a month. Then you keep duplicating the process. That means you train the people you brought in to do what you do. If you have your friend, relatives, and neighbors, each of them have got their own groups, and each of them generate 1,000 PV, plus your own. If you totaled 4,000 PV in your group, you become a director in the business, and your income is between $500 and $750 a month. That is just the beginning. The next thing you do is you teach your friend, your neighbor, and your relative also to reach director level. If they do, your income, you become what is called a world team member, and your income now is between $1,500 and $3,000 a month. But you keep going because you keep duplicating yourself. If you build 6 other directors in this fashion, you become a president's team member, your income now jumps to about $6,000 US a month. So the limit is how big your network of people who use and promote the products do. So at this juncture, I want to introduce one of our top distributors in the African region. A gentleman, he's an engineer, he's a lawyer, he's a businessman, he's got, I think, let me make him a host, then he will share his story with you. Hi, Andrew.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
I am very
I'll
well.
put I'll put on my video shortly.
Okay, no problem.
Um, all right. A very Hope you can see me
Oh,
now,
yes,
Pascal.
I
I believe
can.
so.
Fantastic.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Just want to change something here. Okay. Thank you very much, Pascal, for that very wonderful presentation you just did for us. It's always a great honor and such a pleasure for me to be able to share my story um, to East Africa. Very good evening to you all, and I would like to welcome you to the call. Um, I'd like to thank you for dedicating yourself to always being on the call. And I think it's important that we appreciate Pascal and Betty for the very wonderful work they do, giving us this platform, giving us an opportunity to listen in and invite some of the people that we do know. My name is Bugembe Andrew. I am, yes, an engineer stroke lawyer by profession. The law came in a little bit later. I'll share that shortly. I'm married to Janet Bugembe, and together we have a daughter. And we are very, very grateful to God. I am extremely grateful to God for this opportunity because if it was not for this opportunity, I hate to imagine where I would be right now. Hope there's not too much light. Okay. So a couple of years ago, I came across this opportunity. I was in my senior six vacation. Right here in Uganda, we have a period between high school and university. It's about 9 months. I had moved that period for about 7 months, and it was on one of those evenings where I met a person, a lady I had studied with in my primary school. She invited me over to come and look at what Neolife has to offer. It was really more of an indirect kind of arrangement. Being a 20-year-old at the time, um, I was already thinking and starting to think about how I could make an additional income. I don't know if for those that are on the call that are at the university right now, I don't know if you are guaranteed a job or if you are guaranteed an income that is going to probably be enough. I, for one, felt like in this world, I don't want to be poor. I never felt like, okay, my desire, my strong desire had always been to be financially free. So I had tried a number of things prior to the new life opportunity. I had tried lending people money. I had tried putting together a video library, all in that, all with that desire to try and make sure that I find some of becoming financially free. Because I was very well aware that the people that were in life where I wanted to be, engineers at the time like myself, because I was at the university going to do my first year at the university, that's when I was invited. I was well aware that engineers were not probably earning the money they wanted to earn as fresh graduates. So when I was invited over, I got into this space, the Neolife family, and I looked at the people that were in that space. I saw bank managers. I saw engineers like Pascal here. I saw doctors. I saw accountants. I saw lawyers. I saw housewives. I saw people like Fred Gichuki, who are receptionists. I saw all categories of people. And deep down in my heart, I was asking myself as a 20-year-old, what do I have to lose by trying this opportunity? And of course, the answer was no. And I can also tell you that I got my savings I had put together over those 9 months because I happened to have gotten an opportunity to work for 3 months as a messenger in an office. And that's the little income I used to get started. And that income I had only enough money to buy the kit. I didn't even have money to buy the products. So again, for those that are on the call that think that you need money to do this business, the answer is no. You don't need money to do this business, but you need to have a dream, like Pascal has put it. Because when you have a vision, you have some form of desire to become something, things and these obstacles like, money for this data or transport or training, whatever you want to call it, products, stock, all those become very small challenges compared to the vision you have. Yeah. And even at that point in my life, as much as I wanted to become financially free, I was not even very clear of exactly how much I wanted to earn. That is how serious it was. And I remember the person invited me asking me, "So, Andrew, how much do you want to earn?" And of course, I would say a lot of money, which is definitely the wrong answer. If you're on the call and you want to earn a lot of money, you're in the wrong place. You must have a particular amount of money you want to earn. And eventually I zeroed down to about 500,000 Uganda shillings, which was about $350 at the time. And I remember having such a strong desire to want to earn that income. And I gave myself 4 years. Yeah. Now, I say some of these things because I need you to understand that this is not a get rich quick. It's a get rich steady. If you're coming in and thinking that you want to make millions of shillings in the next 2 to 3 months, well, it's possible, but I can tell you, what the kind of expectations you put yourself in, you give yourself in a short time, usually can get your mind a little bit disorganized. Why? Because if you expect to earn 100,000 Kenya shillings in 2 months and it doesn't happen, then you end up letting go of the opportunity. And yet, in 3 years, you could be earning 1 million Kenya shillings, So coming into this opportunity, I think that's something I am very appreciative of my uplines, Sam and Miriam, and then of course Janet at the time. Very appreciative of that because they were able to manage my expectations. So I set a goal of earning about $350 per month, and I told myself I'm giving myself 4 years. That is how long I was going to be at the university. So, ladies and gentlemen, I got into this journey and I started working. What work was I doing? I was talking to people. That's the work we do in Neolife. We talk to people. And in the recent past, I now encourage everybody to just put your mind to talking to two people every single day and then teach the people you have sponsored in the business to do the same. If you took off 2 hours every single day talking to an individual, talking to two individuals every single day, I can guarantee you within 6 months, you would be earning about $500. You're gonna $500 every single month. Sorry, I'm fixing up the currencies. So I went ahead and first year, first semester, I got started. I started talking to people. And I tell you something, I talked to every single person. I made an assumption that no one had ever talked to anybody about Neolife, and I was going to be the first person. So whether you had heard about Neolife, I didn't care. I was talking to you. If you had heard about it and you're not using the products, I was talking to you to make sure that you're using the products if you're not part of the business. And I just talked to each and every single person that was within my reach, from my classmates to my The people around me, I remember I was going to St. Augustine when I was at university. That's why I used to pray from. Now I pray from someone else. But whenever I got to St. Augustine, after mass, I would look out for someone to talk to, you know. Because as students, the people you know don't have much purchasing power. So you have to look for people that are outside your circles that are already working, that have purchasing power. And you may not have been of those. So you have to actually get into a space where you're meeting people of that nature. So I started interacting, I started learning. And as typically a very shy person, incidentally, as quite shy, because I remember learning how to talk to someone and introduce them to, and just getting a contact from them. I had to go through a phase of small practice from here to there. I had to begin by saying hi to someone. Then after a week or two, I would sit in a matatu or a taxi and I'd say, hi, how are you? Within a month, I was saying, hi, how are you? How is work? How is this? I had to go through those phases of learning and becoming and becoming less shy. I know I was going to say unshy and becoming less shy, you know. But all these, what was driving me? My dream. So even if you're shy and you can't talk to people and you are what? I mean, whatever excuse you may have about going out there and expressing yourself and sharing the Neolife solutions, if you have a reason, my reason was that $350 at the time. And ladies and gentlemen, on starting 6 months down the road, first year, second semester, I was able to earn that $500, that $350, sorry, which was about 500,000 Uganda shillings. And man, I was excited. As a first year in my second semester, I began to understand the relevance of money. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, money is not the most important thing out there, but it ranks highly in the things that you need to be looking forward and to be working towards. Because without money, you won't get the medical health care you want to get. You won't stay in the house you want to stay in. You won't take your children to the schools you want to take them to. You will have a number of things. You won't eat the food you want to eat. Actually, one of my experiences was that when I got my $350, I remember going back to my hall of residence, the university hall, and I remember going to the DH. We used to call it the DH, the dining hall, and I looked at the food. It was posho, ugali, and beans, and I told myself, but you know what, I I can take an off today. I gave my meal card to someone who needed it more than me. And then I went to a nearby town called Wandegea and I looked for that summer salting chicken. And I sat on that chicken and I ate it and I felt the relevance of money. The fact that it gives you choices. It gives you the freedom to choose what you desire. And thereafter, ladies and gentlemen, just kept going. I kept on talking to people. And on average, that's why I sincerely believe, on average, I was talking to a couple of people every single day. So within another 1 year, this is about 1.5 years from starting, I had moved up to the world team. And as a world team member, I was earning about $1,000. At the time, it was about 1.5 million shillings. And as a second year student, earning $1,000 every single month, I mean, the mind was just different. I was not, you see, one of the things that you're going to appreciate about Neolife is the personal development. When you've started doing Neolife, you'll sit in conversations with your peers and you'll look at them and you'll be like, but what are these guys talking about? I mean, people discuss politics, people discuss, I don't know, lots of things. But somehow, somewhere, when you are a part of Neolife, one of the things that it helps you do, it helps you to keep focused. So as a second year student, I remember buying my first car. It was actually about how much was it? It was about $1,500. It was an old car. The boot couldn't close. You would have more dust inside the car on a dusty road. than outside. I would always have to put in water in the radiator. That was my first car. And I was excited about it because it was my car. It was not my father's car. Incidentally, by the way, I grew up with a single father and a brother, so I'm very, very attached to them. And I mean, that environment, having to get to this point where now I am driving myself, it is me who has bought the car, was such a fulfilling thing. And thereafter, 1 year down the road, as a President's team member. So within about 3 years, I had become a President's team member. But every single day, I was talking, I was talking, I was talking, I was talking. Ladies and gentlemen, when you have a desire to become something, nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop a made-up mind. So right now, I look at a couple of people, and I know we have a number of corporates on the call this evening. Yes, I have the engineering degree, I have the law degree. I've studied with lawyers. I've finished we call it where you become an advocate. I did that whole bit as well. But I can tell you one thing for sure. We don't eat titles. We eat money. There's no reason going around calling yourself counsel or engineer or doctor when in the pocket you don't have the money. And where does the money come from? Solving people's problems. Right here in Neolife, we are solving a whole lot of issues and problems. The biggest challenge we are solving in Neolife is the lack of opportunity. People have talents, people are talented, but they don't have the opportunity to where they can actually exercise those talents. People are hungry to make some money. People want, like me, as a 20-year-old, I really wanted to make some money. I was badly looking for an opportunity. That's why I tried several things. I tried a couple of things before I came across Neolife. I was looking for that opportunity. And I thank God I was humble enough. I had the humility to listen to the person who got me into this opportunity. A few years down the road, by God's grace, we're able to get married. We have a daughter. Every single year since 2008, Neolife has been giving me a vacation. It has given us vacations over the years. I started vacationing with Neolife when I was in my third year at the university. My first trip was to London. Very memorable trip. Then we went to Sun City. Then I think from Sun City, I remember by the way, Mexico, a couple of places we've been able to travel to, but every single year. Now, if that is not living a fairy tale, I don't know what else it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I've graduated in 2009. In the morning, I graduated. In the afternoon, we had a graduation party. It was at my grandmother's place. So I lost my mother when I was much younger. So we had a graduation at my mother's mother's place. Yeah. And then that's very, very evening. It was like a retirement party. So I want you to imagine graduating in the morning and retiring at your graduation party. I haven't had to look for employment for the last 16 years. Now, it's only an opportunity like Neolife that can allow you to kind of experience something like that. I don't know how it feels like to wake up and report to a boss, which is not bad. You can always report to the boss. It's not a crime. But the fact that Neolife has allowed me to do that, I thank God for Neolife, and I bless the Almighty for what Neolife has allowed me to do, has allowed us to do. So for those that are on the call this very evening, what can I say? Okay. You're looking at something that has the potential to change your children's lives. Our daughter has been to one of the best primary schools in Africa. All courtesy of the Neolife opportunity. And I think that is even besides the point. The fact that we're able to get that personal development. I usually tell people the amount of money you have on your account is equivalent to the size of your mind. The only reason you are struggling right now is because you've not had time to work on this thing. Neolife puts this thing in order. It allows you to become focused on a couple of things that you have to achieve in your life. For me, ever since I got started, which is 20 years back, every single year I have been in Neolife has been a productive and fruitful year. So where else would you find that kind of focus and that kind of opportunity? You know, looking around, honestly, 20 years down the road, I have not found a better opportunity, a better company to provide a day an ordinary person like me. Because back here in Uganda, I have no relation to any traditional leader or any minister or president. I was that ordinary kid that was going into university, that was desperate for an opportunity, that really, really, truly wanted to have some form of financial. And as everything possible that could come my way, I could use to help me get to that financial freedom. And I'll tell you something. Neolife was the only that came across that was able to allow me to do that. So for many of us on the call this evening, you may be working. Yes, it is fantastic. Do your years, but remember there's a time that will come where you will need to retire. Yeah, think ahead, plan ahead. Early preparation equals success. Start thinking right now, what can I do? And Neolife is the best suited opportunity for you as a working person that you can do alongside your work, your job, your other business that can allow you to travel, that can allow you to earn comfortably without having to pull ropes with taxi men, with border men, with people that are renting houses. I know so many people that have invested their money in rentals, but the headache is equally the same. And you're growing older, you get into a point where you will not have you'll not have the energy and the time to keep on making noise with that individual that is running your business for you. Well, Neolife allows you to do this opportunity and have it work effectively without having to have all that headache. Then look at the health side. Our family has benefited. Jen and I, we thank God. All our parents are okay, because of the opportunity and the products. Irene, our daughter, has grown up in I can't even describe the environment, but you kind of feel like at least you've got this thing called health. You kind of got it, you have it in your hands because of the exposure that Neolife has given us, and so on and so forth. So Pascal, I see my time is a little bit fast spent. I would like to just say that if Andrew and Janet have been able to do it, I honestly believe you can do it. Ladies and gentlemen, I honestly believe you can do it. So for the guest that is on the call this evening, please trust the person who has shared with you this opportunity. Trust the individual who has said, come along. Let me show you something. Because indeed there is something that we have got here. And I just want to warn you, there may be a couple of opportunities out there that want to seem similar to what we have got. I want to guarantee you that we have products that work. And more so, we have an opportunity that works. Because if I've done it for the last 20 years and it has helped me live the kind of life I'm living right now, together with my family, I am definitely sure it can work for you as well. So thank you very much, Pascal, and be blessed. East Africa, we love you. Let's go to the top.
Thank you very much, Andrew. I really appreciate your session. The thing that stuck in my mind is you don't, titles don't give you money in the bank, which is very true. I mean, I've never gone to the bank and the bank asked me, where's your degree, to tell me how much money you have in the bank. So Andrew, thank you so much. I think the guests who are here have really benefited from that story, because I'm sure some of them say that if Andrew can do it, so can I. I really appreciate your story for our team. And Andrew has spoken about traveling. If you really want to travel in this business, this is the way to go. Because if you work hard and you reach certain level of success, the company takes you to so many places. Our next destination is in Egypt in May next year. Well, some of the things that our company has is leadership training. When you reach a certain level in the business, the company sends you away for 4 days, fully paid for. In the East African region, the last leadership training or leadership school was in Mombasa. In Southern Africa, the leadership school was in Pretoria, a place called Irene, which is about 10 kilometers outside Pretoria city, a wonderful place. So this is the way to go. Learning about the business, learning how to become a leader to build your organization. If you want to get started in the business, step number one, get back to the person who invited you. They will give you an application form. And then you need to pay some registration amount. It's called the business starter kit amount. If you're in Botswana, you need between 750 and 1500 pula. If you're in South Africa, it's 950 to 2930. Different packages. In Kenya is 9,500, 9,700, or 12,000 Kenya shillings. In Nigeria is 68,000 or 100,000 naira. In Tanzania is 172,000 and 226,000, or 226,000, sorry. In Uganda is 250,000 or 290,000. In USA, $75. In Togo is 47,000 or 65,000 francs CFA. Italy, 64 euros. Ghana is 900 or 1460 Ghanaian cedis. In Cameroon is 61,000 or 76,000 francs CFA. And then in Namibia is 1,010 or 2,120 Namibian dollars. So different countries have got different amounts of starter kit depending on the value of the exchange amount of the country's currency and the US dollar. So get back to the person who invited you if you're a guest. A very important thing, you need to take charge of your life, because the only person who will determine your success is the person you see in the mirror every morning. First, you've got a flexible schedule. You determine how and when you want to work. The other thing is you work from home. You don't need an office to build this business. You work the business from your house, because the company has got different warehouses in different countries. As long as you have a phone and you have connectivity, that's how you build your business. In fact, there are people who started the business with no phone. Andrew was very correct. In this business, you don't need money. You just need a dream, because it gives you the drive to become successful. Saving money. Once you register as a distributor, you buy the products at a discount. That saves you a lot of money. Secondly, because some of our products, for example, our cleaning products are concentrates and very versatile. LDC only replaces four to five different products in the home. Residual income, what is that? Residual income is the money you earn now that for the work you put in yesterday, okay? So the work you're putting in now, if you really work hard, you're going to earn money for the next 10, 20, 30 years. Quality time with your family. Because this business, people join as husband and wife, And therefore you work together and your children actually enjoy seeing their parents working and building the business. Financial freedom. If you really want to be free, if you really want to reach the income level that you want, this is the business for you. Be your own boss. I'll suggest something. Once you start this business, make the business your boss. You see, if you're employed and you go late to your office, your boss will give you trouble. Take this business as your boss, and you will find that you will work with the dedication and discipline necessary to become successful. International travel, we've spoken about this earlier. Education for your children, because the business helps you to earn enough money to take your children to the best schools in whichever country you are in. Personal development. Apart from earning the money, the one thing I've really appreciated in this business is the personal development. You become a better person, you become a different person from whatever person you are before you join the business. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is what we do in our business. If you're a guest, get back to the person who invited you. They will give you an application form. They will show you what to do. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. What are you going to do? What decision are you going to make? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all of you very much for attending this presentation with us. Andrew, thank you very much for your story. We really appreciate it. And we look forward to our next session. Thank you. Good night and God bless.